Hello my friends and welcome back to Book-O-Ween. Today is day 6. It is the second to last video. I have mixed feelings. I'm very sad because it is over and it's been a lot of fun, but also I'm very tired, guys. Reading 7 books back to back and making videos back to back is very time consuming, so whereas I'm sad that it's almost over, I'm also happy because I need a break. But today we're talking about a book. Guys, once again, I'm so excited about this book. I can't believe how excited I am. Okay, anyways, we're talking about The Carrow Haunt by Darcy Coates. If you guys have seen my previous Darcy Coates book reviews, I have reviewed the Black Winter series. Well, not all of them, only the first 2 books. I need to get on that. But I have read some of Darcy Coates' work, and guys, I'm gonna spoil the review before I even get into it. Let's just talk about the cover. Once again, it is a matte soft touch cover, which I love. I think the cover is very pretty. I really like the dark bluey gray white tones. It's a very, I don't know, soft but also eerie. We have the floating girl surrounded by mist, which is also pretty freaking creepy if you ask me. I like the pop of yellow with Darcy Coates' name. I think that's super cool. I don't know, overall I just really like the cover. I think it's pretty. I like that it's dark and mysterious and you don't quite know what's going on, but you can kind of guess what's going on. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, I'm losing it. Let's get on to a plot synopsis and then I will tell you guys my thoughts, which I'm so freaking excited to tell you guys my thoughts. Alright, let's do this. Remy is a tour guide for the Carrow house. This house is very notorious and has a very, very dark past. Remy loves being a tour guide. She loves telling the story that lies within the walls. She likes surprising the guests. She just has so much fun leading these guests through the house and just sharing her knowledge of the house. She has so much fun, even though the house does have a very dark and gruesome past. After one of her tours, she is approached by Mark, who offers to pay her to stay at the Carrow house for 2 weeks with him and 7 others as a host of sorts. He wants her there because she knows more about the Carrow house than anyone else could possibly know. He sees her passion for the house, he sees her love for the house, and he wants her knowledge and input there while they document the activity of the house. She accepts and finds herself at the house with Mark and very different people around her, including a medium, a YouTuber who wants to document the activity on film, and the owner of the house. At first, the guests are so excited to be there. They're all pumped. They're just excited. They are thrilled with the chance of a lifetime, and they all have individual reasons for wanting to be there. The trouble starts when a very large and heavy storm moves in and traps the guests inside the house. You see, the only way to leave the property becomes extremely dangerous with storms such as this one. Then when Marjorie, the medium, holds a seance that does not go quite as expected, things take a turn for the worst. A very dire and scary turn for the worst. That's all I'm going to give you. I'm going to keep it brief, going to keep it short, because this is a book you have to read for yourself. Honestly, I know you guys hate when I say that you have to read this book for yourself, but I just feel like I don't want to give too much away because there are little bits of information that I think would be better experienced than me telling you in a video. I just feel like you experiencing them as you read it would just be more fun, be more entertaining. It would just add to the experience. So I'm not going into too much detail, just giving you the premise of the story, and you can read the book for yourself if you want to know more. Okay, I've come to the conclusion that Darcy Coates can do no wrong. I've come to the conclusion that her books are just books for me. There's something about her writing style, there's something about her plots, there's something about everything together that just makes me fascinated and intrigued and gripped and hooked and all sorts of words that I could go on and on with. But I just feel like as soon as I pick up a Darcy Coates book, the first page sucks me right in. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does it. Some other authors can do that for me as well, but a lot of the time it's hard to suck me in and get me really into the book in the first chapter, the first page even. But for some reason, Darcy Coates can do that. I've only read, what, 3 of her books, which I know is like nothing compared to her stack that she's made, but it's just, I don't know, there's something about her writing. I don't know. Okay, first off, I love Remy's job. I thought it was so cool to have a tour guide of a haunted house be the main character. I don't know what it is, but the first few chapters are Remy telling the story of the Carrow house on her tour. It's her just doing her thing as a tour guide. It's just so intriguing. I don't know, there's just something about her job that I think is really cool. I personally would love to be a tour guide for a haunted house. Maybe not the Carrow house, because after I read this book, no thank you. But I don't know, I think it would be a lot of fun. She just had so much fun doing her job, and that's just a job that I would want, is a fun job, something that makes me excited and something that I love and I'm passionate about. And for that reason, I think I just really liked Remy's job and her being the main character because of that. I don't know, it was just fascinating to hear more about the house. I really liked that you learned more about the house while you were on the tour, kind of. It's like you were on the tour with her as she's telling the story to all the guests. So I don't know, it was fun, it was entertaining, and I think that's why it sucked me in the first few chapters immediately, is because I really liked that aspect. I love haunted house stories. I just love the paranormal. It's very interesting to me, and paranormal is my second favorite next to slashers in the horror genre, so I'm always down for a good haunted house story. And I especially love when a group of people decide to go stay in the haunted house for a few nights or a few weeks, whatever they're gonna do. I don't know why, because I know it's going to end badly. Like, I just know that it's not going to go good for the group, but maybe that's why, because it's predictable, and I do like that predictability of sorts. Not to the point where I can predict everything that's going to happen in the story, but I do like that comforting predictability of the same kind of structure of a plot where the haunted house, the group goes to stay the night, and then bad things happen. It's just predictable, but it's fun and it works for me. I also think I'm intrigued by it because you would never catch me staying overnight at a haunted house, especially one that had such a dark past like the Carrow house. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Sure, I would go into a haunted house during the day, maybe at night for like an hour if there were other people with me and I didn't think anything was gonna happen, but I just cannot imagine staying overnight at a house like the Carrow house. Count me out. No thank you, because I don't mess with the paranormal. I'm intrigued by it and I'm fascinated by it, but I also respect it. I'm not going to mess with something that could potentially hurt me. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me know if you're the same way, or if you're a rebel who would sleep in a haunted house for several nights. I would love to know, because maybe I'm just a baby. Remy is such a good main character. I love her so much, and I'm starting to realize that I just really like the way Darcy Coates does her main characters. I don't know why, I just really connect with the main character. I found Remy to be incredibly smart. She's very knowledgeable about the paranormal, about entities, ghosts, the haunted house. I don't know, she just knows a lot. She knows a lot about the Carrow house, she knows a lot about the paranormal, and it comes in handy a lot of the time in the book. And I appreciate that she knows so much, because sometimes they don't know anything about the paranormal, and it can lead them down roads that aren't good. And for this, I felt like it was different, because Remy does have a very good understanding of the paranormal. The other characters are very interesting as well. They all have different reasons for going to the Carrow house. Some of them are more secretive about it, and some are very open about why they're there. And all the characters are so different from each other. You have the medium, who is a classic medium, who's a real deal. She likes to contact the spirits using seances and, you know, stuff like that. Your typical medium. And then you have a ghost hunter of sorts. He documents the activity on film for his YouTube channel. And he's like the modern version of what the medium is trying to do. They kind of bicker sometimes because the medium wants to stay, you know, natural and just with feelings, and she doesn't want to use cameras and stuff like that. But the YouTuber is more like, we should catch it on film, we should be able to look back if we need to, and it's fun to see the different perspectives and to see how they all interact with each other. I really liked that. I think it adds to the story a lot. She really knows how to make good characters. They're all different, but they all had stuff in common. They were entertaining, they bickered, they worked together well. I don't know, I just really liked the characters. I think they were a very significant part of the plot, and if the characters weren't as fun or entertaining or as likable as they were, I think the plot would have fallen a tiny bit short. So I think it's a good thing that the characters were as important as they were. I also really liked how all the characters were very knowledgeable in the paranormal. Most of them knew a lot about what was happening, or at least several of them did, and it wasn't one of those haunted house stories where people were trying to second guess everything and be like, no, this is definitely not paranormal. They were all very quick to understand what was going on. You guys know it's a pet peeve of mine when characters are very slow to realize that the paranormal stuff is real and they just want to deny, and it's super annoying. So I was happy that it wasn't that way in this book. They were all very on the same page most of the time, which I appreciated. Darcy Coates' writing style is turning out to be one of my favorites. I don't know what it is about her style, but it's gripping in the first page. It starts out a little slow. It peppers you with information. It reels you in. It gets you, you know, excited and waiting and kind of comfortable and just getting a feel for the scene, and then stuff happens and you're just kind of, whoa. It's very fast. It's very straight to the point. So they always start out as a slow burn, just kind of easing you into the story, and then all of a sudden, pop, there it is. And you're in the middle of everything. She also adds a bit of romance into her novels, which you all know I'm a big fan of romance in horror. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but she doesn't make it the central point. She doesn't make it the main attraction. It's always just a little side taste. It's just a little side piece for you to just kind of, oh, a little romance. Oh, mind if I do, you know? Just a little dip, you know? But it's nothing overwhelming for people who hate romance or anything like that. It's just a little bit, and as someone who loves romance and horror, I thoroughly appreciate it because it's nice to have a little a little happy goodness while all this crazy bad stuff is happening. The book is creepy. It kept me on my toes the entire time. Every time I knew something bad was going to happen, I was on the edge of my seat waiting for something bad to happen, and then it would happen and it would still shock me because I wasn't necessarily expecting it, even though I was expecting it. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just kept me on my toes and it kept me waiting for the next bad thing to happen, and I was always a little nervous to see what's going to happen to the group now. There's something about being trapped in a house that's creepy and spooky and could have paranormal activity in it that just freaks me out and is enough to keep me scared for a while, because I would not want to be in that situation. The ending was so good. I kind of sort of saw it coming, just like an itty bitty bit, but there was a tiny twist. It happened almost like a little bit towards the end, and it kind of switched things around and then switched things around again. So I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. I thought I knew what was happening, but so the ending wasn't that twisty, I guess, plot twist like, but it did have a little something to keep you on your toes, and I did enjoy the ending. I really liked it. I thought it was satisfying and I enjoyed it overall. I liked it. If you're a fan of Darcy Coates, you like a haunted house story, but you want one with a little bit of a spin on it, I think you should definitely check out the Carrow haunt. It's really interesting. It's really fun. It may not be the most revolutionary haunted house story ever, but I still thought it was really good and entertaining and fun, and I enjoyed every second of it. I loved it so much. I read through it so much faster than I thought I was going to, because it just was so good that I kept wanting to read it more and more. So overall, I really enjoyed it, and I think you might too if you are a fan of Darcy Coates and you do like a good haunted house story. So for that reason, I'm going to give it 5 ghosts out of 5. You should have saw this coming. I raved about it. I really enjoyed it. So 5 ghosts it is. And yeah, guys, that's going to do it for Book-O-Ween Day 6. Tomorrow's the last day. This has been a wild ride. I hope you guys are loving it, and if you are, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of content you enjoy from me. That way I can keep providing you with that kind of content. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You'll miss out on the last day of Book-O-Ween if you aren't subscribed, so that would be really sad because you'll miss the last day and I would be sad for you. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys tomorrow for the final day of Book-O-Ween. Bye!